What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Jolin and we back at it with another video. But before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because you know we got more on the way. Now, I couldn't wait to make this video. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I seen the news break out, I wasn't sure if it was fake. I had to kind of like look at a couple like real like pages to make sure like, hey, if they announce this, then it's real. Cause I know that there's a lot of like different boxing pages and sports pages and stuff like that that put out fake news, so you never really know. There's a bunch of times that I'll see something and I'll be like, oh snaps, and then it'll come out and I'll be like, no nigga, that was fake. But on this particular, you know what I mean, post, I seen that my man Gervonta Davis. Now, we have seen a couple months ago, if you're a Gervonta Davis fan and you follow the boxing world, you seen that my man went against Lamont Roach a couple months ago, and my man was down on bended knee and had to go get a towel, wipe off his face for the grease and all of that shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed because I felt like that should have been a disqualification in itself right there, but they let the fight drag on, and they ended up getting a draw. You know what I mean? Nobody won, nobody lost, you know what I mean? And I was real just like, that's weak, because if you watch the fight, you know that man Lamont Roach, he got in the ring with Tank, he did what he was supposed to do, he won that fight. There's no way you could tell me that Tank was beating him up or he wasn't delivering, you know what I mean? He was standing tall with Tank, blow for blow, real good combos, real good power, and he was in there locked in the whole time. There was no time that I was like, oh, he getting tired. Oh, he just got shook. Oh, he looking weak at the knees. He should be buckling any time now. No, he was in there really putting in the work, and I felt like there was going to be a Lamont Roach versus Tank Davis too, but it looks like Tank really did take the out road. Now, there have been a whole bunch of posts saying like, oh, Gervonta Davis is going to be retiring, and I was like, well, don't retire, you feel me, just yet, because we seen at the end of last year, he was saying that this year was going to be his exit, you know what I mean? He was going to get his money, he was going to do a couple more fights for the people, and, you know, check a couple more people off the list, and he was going to be done. But it looks like he decided not to go with the Lamont Roach Part 2, which I think would have been a great fight, because, like I said, I think that Tank Davis know that he took that L, and I don't know if it was for the bag or if he just, you know what I mean, wasn't trying to see him and take that loss, so he had to put it on his rep. But it looks like he took the WWE route. He did the fake boxing route. He's going to be in there with Jake Paul. Now, I don't know who the hell thought of this or how much money he's getting paid, but there's a reason for weight classes in boxing. I believe Jake Paul's about, you know what I mean, 6 foot, 230. Gervonta is like 5'5", 135. I don't know who lined that up, but it looks like a money grab. And I don't want to say it, but hopefully Jake Paul don't go in there and really put Tank on that motherfucking canvas, because we seen Lamont Roach really putting it to Tank. I don't know if Tank is really, you know, on his retiring mode. We seen he been in and out of jail for putting his hands on the ladies, you know what I mean, and his mind just ain't there no more. We seen it on the last fight, so for him to, you know, dismiss Lamont Roach, a real competitor that he's had in the ring recently, we done seen him put niggas out on the mat, but this time he wasn't able to deliver, which I was pretty surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Tank Davis fan, but after he, you know, turned down the fade and ducked the smoke from this man and went to go fight Jake Paul, who we know, I'm not gonna say Jake Paul is not a real boxer, but he's not a real boxer. Like when you see Canelo and Crawford, those are two real boxers, people who really have been in this, they train, they not online doing a bunch of memes and TikToks and shit like that. I know that's how you get the people riled up and stuff like that, but I'm looking for real boxers, real champions, people who are really out there putting their life on the line and really knocking motherfuckers out who really box, because we seen what happened with Jake Paul. Ended up fighting the Gotti dude. He ended up taking that L, you know what I mean? So when he goes against boxers who are really boxers and are really dedicated to the sport, it's looking like he's not delivering. So I'm real interested to see what he does with Tank Davis, because Tank Davis is one of the faces of boxing right now. So I'm interested to see if he's gonna be able to put him down, Jake Paul. And if Jake Paul ends up beating up Tank, what is that going to do to his reputation? Would that be Tank's last fight? And is that how he's going to, you know, go out? Because he's never been defeated before. So to go against somebody who is double the weight, way bigger than you. You shouldn't be boxing this. In a real boxing, match, you wouldn't see, what I mean, a little guy like maybe like Isaac Cruz. You're not seeing him fighting a Tyson Fury because there's weight classes, there's power. You know what I mean? I don't even believe that Gervonta Davis has got punched by somebody of this stature and of this size. And if he gets hit with something like that, is he gonna be able to sustain the power to actually, put out the blows needed to put Jake Paul out? I've never seen Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? We seen what he did with Mike Tyson. He kind of took it a little light, but I have seen him get in the ring and really put them power blows on these dudes that are his size, and some of them was a little bit smaller. And I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case with Gervonta Davis, because like I said, he's a face of boxing. So I would hate for him to go in there, try to get a bag, and just, get knocked out for some M's. You know what I mean? Because that's going to tarnish his reputation. And if he does end up deciding like, hey, I want to stay a little bit longer because I got knocked out and I need to come back like Adrian Broner like 6 times. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the same. People aren't going to be looking for you to fight these bigger fights, especially when we seen what happened on that Lamont Roach fight and we was looking for some kind of redemption that you was going to come back and put some hands on some people. But, hey, if he goes in there and he beats up on Jake Paul, is it going to be real or is it going to be rigged? Like I said, I'm caught in the middle. Like, I'm not going to knock my man for trying to get his bag. I just wish he would have went the real honorable way and stayed in boxing and not jumped into this whole streaming boxing, not real, no belt, stuff like that. But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do y'all think this is a real fight? Do you think this was a money grab? Or do you think this is something to prove that Tank Davis is the guy and he's able to knock out people twice as big as him and get that bag at the same time? Let me know if you think Jake is going to win or do you think that Tank is going to win. You feel me? And if you're even going to be watching it, because now they got it to where all of these fights is mostly just going to be on Netflix, and you're going to be able to watch them for free. So all that pay-per-view, you got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings or put a whole bunch of money in at your homeboy's house and stuff like that, that's out. You're going to be able to watch it from your regular streaming service, from your TV at the crib, and I think that that's a major plus for boxing anyway. So yeah, man, let me know if you're going to be watching it. I'm about to get out of here. So as always, you already know, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because you already know we got more on the way. And as always, you already know what it is, and you know who it is. It's Jolin, it's Varsity. Peace.